Hey, what's going on everybody? Diptesh here. Welcome back to the Tech Station 365. Now, I'm sure you've already watched MKBHD's review of the Galaxy S24 Ultra. He gave the S24 Ultra a pretty glowing review. Now, of course, MKBHD is one of the biggest tech tubers on the planet and he has a lot of experience. He appeals to a huge audience and is definitely entitled to his opinion. However, even though I'm not a big YouTuber by any stretch of the imagination, I am a Samsung Galaxy user since the last 12 years. I've been using Samsung products since their second generation of Android devices like Galaxy S2, Galaxy Tab 2 since 2012. And I own their tablets, their mobile products, their Galaxy watches. So yeah, currently I'm using the Galaxy S25 5G since the last 2 years and I intend to use this really good phone in the foreseeable future. And also I currently use the Galaxy Watch 4, as my smartwatch of choice. So I do have a lot of experience with Galaxy phones and tablets, and I'm saying this as a hardcore enthusiast user, not just from a perspective of a reviewer or something. I use these products, I know their strengths and weaknesses, and I know why I use them and why I fell in love with Samsung in the first place. All right. So I have a lot of experience with Samsung products. You can check out my channel. It covers a lot of tips and tricks on products like these. And what I'm about to say will probably be a little bit shocking to you because I have a totally different opinion on the Galaxy S24 Ultra and Samsung in general at the moment. So let's get on with it, okay? See, my school of thought is fundamentally different from most of the mainstream reviewers or mainstream audience who are into these phones. Like, I'm speaking from the perspective of an enthusiast Samsung user. Old-time Samsung phone users will agree with me and will probably understand what I'm trying to say. Like if you go back to the days of Galaxy Note 3, the Note 4, phones like the Galaxy S9 Plus, the S7 Edge. So speaking from the perspective of a really enthusiast Samsung user, I don't feel the S24 Ultra is worth $1,300 US. MKBHD in his video told that if you are to spend $1,300 US on a phone, then why would you look for anything else other than the S24 Ultra? Well, in my opinion, the S24 Ultra doesn't really pack what I need for $1,300 US. See, my school of thought says, which is heavily inspired by, the PC community. If you have seen my other channel, Diptesh Loves Tech, I cover a lot of PC hardware and laptops and stuff like that. So my school of thought is influenced by that community because I feel when you are paying $1,300 US for a product, you must have both the best hardware available in the market along with the best software. Not just the software, okay? You need both hardware and the software. Both need to be top tier when you are paying $1,300 US for a phone. And I don't think Samsung packs the best hardware that is available in the market. Just as simple as that. So let's talk about it. What are some of the things that I would have liked Samsung implement on the Galaxy S24 Ultra? Let's talk about battery size, okay? Samsung implemented 7 years of software update, which is a great thing. But I also hoped Samsung would have upgraded the battery size or at least the battery charging speed. So the Galaxy S20 Ultra packed a 5000 mAh battery, which was one of the rare things to see in flagships. But even 4 years later, we are still at 5000 milliamp hours. We are seeing, many of the OEMs pushing 5500 milliamp hours, 5400 milliamp hours. We are seeing phones like the Red Magic push like 6500 milliamp hours. They are also using like split batteries to charge them in parallel, which increases the charging speed. And we don't see any of that with the S24 Ultra. Why is that? Why is that you are okay with paying $1,300 US and not getting, the feature parity with other cheaper phones, right? There is a huge disparity in terms of charging speed, especially when it comes to wireless charging. I mean, how many years has it been since Samsung upgraded the wireless charging speed? I mean, it's still 15 watts, I think so. Has Samsung ever upgraded the wireless charging speed till now? I don't know. I know a lot of people will say fast charging is bad for the battery's health and all that. But hey, for $1,300 US, I would really appreciate if we at least get the option to enable that ultra fast charging speed. Okay. Give me warnings. I'll accept those warnings and I'll charge it. At least give me the option. That's what I ask. Next, if we move on to the cameras, I mean, honestly, guys, the camera sensors that the S24 Ultra is packing is really not top tier flagship category. I mean, you can see some of the pictures that I'm going to share with you. The 200 megapixel 1/1.3 inch sensor is nowhere close in terms of, you know, quality and performance compared to the 1 inch 50 megapixel Sony IMX989 sensor. There is a huge difference in raw hardware capability, raw sensor size. Software can only do so much. How much will the software improve when you are so kneecapped by the hardware itself? Okay, cheaper phones are packing better hardware, like the Vivo X100 Pro packs the Sony IMX989 sensor and easily outperforms the S24 Ultra in both photos and videos in challenging conditions. Like, here are some of the examples that you can see comparing the Vivo X100 Pro against the S24 Ultra. You can see there is so much loss in terms of texture detail in low light night mode photos with the S24 Ultra, whereas the Vivo X100 Pro has no problem maintaining all the textures at the same time having much lower noise. It is incredible the difference it makes, that big sensor. When it comes to low light videos, you can see again there is so much loss in terms of details with the Galaxy S24 Ultra. I mean, 4K 120 FPS is good and all, but when it comes to this crunch moments, when it comes to more challenging conditions, you can see the S24 Ultra is clearly faltering against the Vivo X100 Pro, which is a much cheaper phone. Also, check out these zoom shots. There is such a big difference in terms of quality compared to the Vivo X100 Pro. I mean, Samsung used to be the zoom champion just a couple of years ago, and now Samsung hasn't been upgrading the hardware all that much, and as a result, others are catching up to Samsung. I mean, Vivo, again, I said, it's using the same ISOCELL JN1 sensor that is built by Samsung themselves and outperforming Samsung at their own game. Even in terms of daylight videos, like check this out. This is a screenshot that I grabbed from moving video clip shared by Tech Tablets, and you can see in movement there is such a lack of detail in the Samsung video. There is so much compression that the background details and textures, the tree textures, have all mushed up. It's like there is no detail in the leaves and trees. You can just see a bunch of green blobs at the background compared to the Vivo X100 Pro, which is packing a lot of details. It's not a difference between the Vivo and Samsung. It's a difference between the image sensors. There is a huge difference in the raw hardware that is packed into these two phones. So, you know, again, paying $1,300 for a phone and you are not getting the best camera performance, which is one of the most important, distinguishing features of a Galaxy Ultra product, and you're not getting the best of that. And it's just because Samsung is holding themselves, like they are not using the best hardware, which is why, despite their pretty good image processing capabilities, they're still falling behind. See, I'm not saying that the S24 Ultra is a bad phone or anything. It is not a bad phone. In fact, there is no bad phone in 2024, you know. It's just the pricing. It's always said that there is no bad product. There is just bad pricing. And I think for $1,300, the S24 Ultra is just not packing the features that a enthusiast Samsung user like me would want from a phone like this. Let's not even talk about, you know, staple Samsung features like the MicroSD card slot, the 3.5mm audio jack, after mocking Apple and then yourself ditching those features, like removing charger from the box. I mean, these types of practices, I just don't get it. This is not the Samsung that I have been using and that I have, liked over the years. Also, additionally, can we at least acknowledge that there are phones outside Samsung Galaxies and iPhones and Pixels? There are many more Android manufacturers which are producing really amazing smartphones with killer value. It's not like 5 years back when flagship killers were like, bad or something. They would just pack the best performance and everything else would fall flat. But nowadays, phones are packing good software. It's not like, One UI is like head and shoulders above everything. It's not like that. Like the gap is reducing, and I don't know how long Samsung can just sell products based on their brand name. Lastly, one thing about the big mainstream tech tubers, I feel that these really big YouTubers should be more critical of the shortcomings of smartphones, especially when a smartphone is costing this much money. I feel they should be a bit more critical. They should be less afraid of offending a large, viewer base. I know that's a thing. When you become too big, you don't want to offend your viewer base, okay? I know that. That's a genuine thing that every YouTuber may face, even I may face in the future. But I would still prefer if big tech tubers will become more consumer oriented and be more critical of the shortcomings of these extremely premium products. Alright guys, That's it for my video. Do let me know what you think about my thoughts. Am I just saying nonsense, or what do you think? I've been a Samsung user for a long time, so I think what I'm saying will resonate with old Samsung users who have been using Samsung products over a long time and are thinking of upgrading. So do let me know your thoughts, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.